When I was 12, I started smoking cigarettes. And when I was 13, I started smoking weed. 13 or 14. Also around that age, I lost my virginity on a dare with another girlfriend. One of those, if you do it, I'll do it. Oh, I forgot. When I was about 8 or 9, I met my dad for what I thought was the first time. It wasn't, but I met my dad when I was around 8 years old. And he was nice. He had 2 sons. I never had any resentment towards my father, I don't think. You know, and to this day, you know, I think that the Most High has blessed me with the ability not to hold grudges. You know, like, I understand things happen. Life happens, and people make mistakes. That's always been a gift that the Most High has blessed me with. I've always had a forgiving spirit. Praise the Most High. Anyway, all over the place. Here I go. Back to smoking weed and hanging out and partying. And around this time, I started to run away a lot. I used to always hang out at a friend's house. I never wanted to be at home, you know. I always wanted to be somewhere else. And my brother and sister were kind of left to fend for themselves. I'm sorry to you guys. I was kind of just off doing my own thing. I guess I was broken. I miss the mom that I used to have, you know, when I was a little girl. Anyway, when I was 14, I think I told you this in another testimonial. When I was 14, a much older guy gave me powdered cocaine for the first time. I thought my heart was going to explode. I called my mom to tell her I loved her. She's like, "What is wrong with you?" And I wouldn't tell her. I just wanted to tell her I loved her because I thought I was going to have a heart attack. I don't know why I would ever want to do it again, but I guess I was hooked already. So needless to say, the majority of my friends were partiers, drinkers. You know, I got pregnant at a young age. And I had an abortion. I'm sorry. I was scared. But anyway, I used to run away a lot, you know. And always looking for someone's couch to sleep on, you know. I'd rather just be anywhere else, you know. Anyway. So, through high school, I was kind of wild. Not kind of wild, but really wild. I missed 86 days of school one day in a row. 86 days. I was a mess. When I was 15, I went to rehab because they knew something was wrong. Because I was always, sorry. I was just all over the place. You know, I went to rehab for 34 days. That didn't really help. Just exposed me to more kinds of drugs, you know. Acid, you know, mescaline, things like that. When I got out of rehab, I was still hanging out all the time, you know. I remember 1991, the Penguins that won the Stanley Cup. My girlfriend and I were hanging out. We ended up down on a town called the South Side. We didn't even know about the Penguins, but there was this huge block party. Everybody was partying. They were so excited. And we ran into a group of guys in front of a bar. They had a keg, and they offered us drinks, and we drank, and, you know, a lot. And then we went with them to a house party. I went upstairs. They were out on the roof. They climbed through the bathroom window onto the roof, and they were out there smoking marijuana. So I was out there smoking marijuana too. Well, needless to say, I was highly intoxicated, and I needed to lay down. The room was spinning, and I was throwing up. I was in and out of consciousness at this point. I remember a guy taking advantage of me, right? He raped me. And then another one came. And another one. I couldn't move. I was so drunk. Oh my God, I'm so embarrassed. I don't know how many there were, but they just took turns. Oh, Father, help me. I should not have been there. Oh, Father, help me. I couldn't remember their faces. I wouldn't know who they were if I even saw them, if they were right in front of me. I had no idea. I just kept throwing up. They didn't care. I'm sorry. I had a girlfriend who was there, and she was downstairs. She had asked them where I was. They told her I was fine. I was sleeping. Oh, I felt like such an idiot. Anyway. After that, I really kind of went off the deep end. You know, I was never... You know, the boys that I liked, they didn't like me, and I just didn't feel very attractive. I was quite the tomboy, you know. And so, whenever I got attention, like, I fed off of it. I was looking for all kinds of love and attention. I was very promiscuous. became pregnant again. You know, there was this guy at school. He was really good to me. He had a nice family, and he was, I guess you could say, my boyfriend. But it was hard to tame me, you know? Like, I was still so wild. He'd always say, why can't you just, like, stay here? And I couldn't. I always wanted to be running the streets, you know?